Welcome to Student Stories. I'm your host, Carmen Ramos-Chandler, and with me today is Macy Varga, who is graduating May 26 with a degree in computer engineering. Congratulations!
Thank you.
So I am very curious about your journey to CSUN. When did it start? Where you went to high school, and how come you decided to go to college?
It's kind of a really weird journey.
Okay.
I graduated high school a semester early in 2017, and I went straight to makeup school. I went to trade school called Makeup Designery out in Burbank. I was in the film industry for quite a bit. I worked still in the Valley. And then around 2021, we went on a hiatus, and I was feeling kind of lost in that career. I was really happy, but I had all of these goals that I had, and I achieved a lot of them. And I was like, why am I 21 and I have a lot of my goals achieved? And so out of pure boredom of the hiatus and a little bit of feeling lost, I was like, I'll try community college. And a few classes in, I was like, I think I love math and physics.
Wait a minute. Makeup to math and physics?
Yes. And it does weirdly translate really well, unexpectedly. Like, I worked in making prosthetics and so on and so forth. So I used to make like a bunch of math equations on how to like mix all the silicone together. And everyone would be like, no, Macy, it's not, you're overcomplicating it. But for me, it made sense. And then going into college, it was just like, okay, I've worked full time. I've worked in an industry. I now know like the kind of life I want, the kind of work I like. And yeah, it just kind of snowballed. And then I didn't ever plan on going to university. Eventually it was just time to apply and transfer. And I was like, I'll apply. This school's nearby. And I got in and I was like, well, maybe I'll be an engineer.
What about computer engineering attracts you?
So this is also kind of silly. I didn't know anyone in college. None of my friends went off to college. I knew my sister, and she became a nurse. I knew I didn't want to do that because I don't like blood. And then one of her friends she went to college with, named Eric, he went into computer science. And I was like, I guess those are my two only options. I just didn't know anyone else. So I was like, it's either nursing or computer science. I liked computer science, but I knew I wanted more of a hands-on approach. So that's why I moved into computer engineering, because I really like the field of electrical engineering.
Explain to people what computer engineering is, because that is one top field that I know a lot of people pretend they know what it is, but they don't know what it is.
I feel like the easiest way to explain it is holding the hand between electrical engineering and computer science. It's kind of like I need to know what's happening inside the computer, hardware, but I also need to understand how the software can talk to it, while computer science is mainly software, electrical engineering is mainly hardware. So it's just kind of the bridge between the two.
I'm jumping ahead of myself, but what are you going to do with your degree?
Right now, I'm currently working at a startup building AI models to transcribe maqam music for the Middle East. We are working directly with Saudi Arabia to help copyright music for musicians. I would like to continue down that path. I think I love finding a space between engineering and the arts. I feel like it makes sense from where I came from and stuff.
That's so cool. What has been your favorite part of your experience here at the university?
Last summer, I became president of IEEE Eta Kappa Nu. That has been such an amazing, life-changing experience. I don't even know how to put it into words of like working with all these students, working with all these professionals, and just
International Electrical Engineering.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm a thing in E.
Oh God, I should know it. You would think I'd know it, but it's our honor society part of IEEE, and our oath is character, scholarship, and integrity. And I feel very strongly about these things for CSUN's reputation, and I think sometimes character and integrity can be lost in engineering. And it was really my focus this past year of building that and helping students understand that their career is not just about success financially, it's about finding success outside of work and finding fulfillment at home and in friends and in family. And so I've been really holding on to the oath of character and developing that within our college.
Was there a particular experience for you here that stood out during your tenure here at the university?
A particular experience. There have been, this one's going to be a little bit silly, but
It's okay.
I've created an amazing friend group here, and we've spent so many hours just in study sessions. And there was one for that digital signal processing class. We were here for 13 hours straight studying, and I built like this bond that I didn't know that I would get in college, where I'd find genuine friendship while also like barely holding on for dear life and surviving only off of caffeine. And it was just such, I remember the day very well of like, we all just brought a bunch of food, and some people actually like brought food from home, made some food. And it was just such like a wonderful day to just be with friends and also classmates, and all of us be there together and support each other.
And you weren't partying, you were studying.
We were fully studying. And I think we all barely still passed that exam.
Are you the first in the family? Or do you have a lot of college in the family? Or
my older sister, she's 3 years older than me. She's the first in the family to go to college. So it was really nice to have her support me. But I will say nursing school is a very different process than engineering.
When you told your family, I'm going to go into computer engineering, well, I am leaving the entertainment industry. I am leaving doing theatrical makeup, and I'm going to be a computer engineer. What was the response from your friends and family?
What? Why would you do that? You've gotten so far. You've worked so hard for this. Why would you do that? Eventually it became like, they came around when all the strikes were happening, and they were like, okay, you made the right decision. But it was definitely, it took a while of like people in my family being like, why would you go to college? No one really goes to college. It made sense for your sister. You're nothing like your sister. She's very type A. You're very type B. So this just doesn't seem like the right fit for you.
But now you're going into computer engineering, a field, your college is not heavily female.
No.
What is it like to navigate that?
I feel like as I've moved up and I've been able to properly prove myself, becoming president of the Honor Society, doing well in classes, being a social person has made it a lot easier for me. Initially, it was a struggle being with so many men who may not, I'm going to choose my words carefully, who may not be used to sharing that space with women and used to being socially normative with women. So it was definitely a learning curve. Choosing my words wisely here, I'm sorry.
Where did you find the strength? Because you had a successful career. It's not like, oh, well, I have nothing to fall back on. You worked for an Emmy award-winning companies who obviously valued your talents. So you were going, I guess left brain, so you were going this way, and all of a sudden you went this way. You could have said, screw it, I'm going to go back.
I'm not a quitter. I feel like I make goals, and I'm not going to stop until I achieve my goals. Whether that kills me or doesn't kill me, I just cannot handle. Maybe that's an ego thing, but I committed to it. I told people about it, so that meant I was going to follow through. And then also the makeup industry, it is about equal in union between men and women, but men take up 80% of those jobs. And so I worked a long time with men who doubted women, who belittled women. And it was not difficult for me to go into another male-dominated field. I had built that backbone. I had been working against the glass ceiling for probably 5 or 6 years. It wasn't a skill I needed to learn. It was a skill I was already well-versed in.
I'm not asking for specifics, but how did you deal with the subtle and not so subtle misogyny as you were in study groups and in classrooms without being obnoxious and saying, I belong here, and I'm no doubt.
It took me a while. My first year here, there was a lot of tears for sure. Eventually it just kind of came to the only way I can prove that I deserve here is to be better. And so I just made it my goal to put my absolute best into everything I did. I wanted to ace every exam. So if someone wanted to say, oh, I bet you failed that exam, I could just pull it out and say, no, I didn't. I joined research to be like, look, I've done this. I'm really proud of this work. It's something Yeah, I don't know. I almost felt like I was working hard so I could make bragging rights almost, not actually bragging rights, but if someone questioned me, I had the backing for, no, I do belong here and I am a top student and I'm proud of myself and I don't need you to tell me if I belong here or not because I've already proven it.
What kind of research did you do?
I have been in 3 different research projects. One was in obstacle detection and localization. That was so much fun. That is actually kind of what got me into my job now in AI. I worked with one for engineering management, which I'd love. One day I want to be in engineering management, so that one was a lot of fun. And then I did another one in obstacle detection with autonomous driving, and super fun as well.
That would sound like it'd be a blast.
Yeah, they were all really, really fun.
Tell me about the research you're doing in AI. I mean, we do have some influence in the AI world, some sort of connection in your college. But what about your work? And what about it attracts you, AI?
So, like, for my current job, strict NDA, so I'm going to keep it, like,
Yeah, I know.
lightly around it. But it's really about transcribing and finding characteristics in music theory that have not been written yet. And so having an LLM going over and saying, how can we make Arabic music something that can be played over and over and over again, and finding those patterns is really amazing and beautiful.
And then I assume you're using AI in the classroom. Can you, or in your research projects as well, in addition to the job you have now, can you explain to our viewers how it's not always as scary as it's made out to be?
Yeah, so I feel like AI is a double-edged sword. There comes with a lot of cons and there comes with a lot of pros. I think we're already here and there's nothing we can do now. It's similar with social media. Should it have ever existed? No. Is it going to go away? No. So let's just try and work with it the best we can to create jobs, create morals, to create those spaces. And I think really honing in on how to help artists develop art rather than taking art from artists is key. And same with our education of, like, I use AI every day for studying. The issue is I'm not using AI to get the answers. I'm using AI as how can I get more than what I can get in my lecture or in study groups? How can I take this further? How can I bring this elsewhere? That's the main difference for me.
Well, no, but that makes sense because you're someone who's using it, but you're also a student who, and of a generation, who understands the worries because it's part of your generation to confront those worries.
Yes.
I'm very curious. You spent a lot of time here, a lot of time, not always in the classroom, but always studying. Was there a favorite spot on campus? Or did you even get the chance to explore campus?
I will admit I stay in JD quite a bit. My secret is going around and finding classrooms that don't have any students in it. There are like 3 classrooms that there are rarely ever classes in, and those are just my secret spot. I'm only sharing that with my close study group. No one needs to know. That's my area.
What advice would you say to a young person going into a field like computer engineering or electrical engineering, even computer science in this day and age? It's not what it used to be stereotyped about. You're in a field that's not known for its welcomeness.
It's amazing to be the only woman in the classroom and being there and creating that space for, in the future, a professor knows that I did well. So when another girl or 2 more girls go in, they know that women are just as capable as their male counterparts.
But what would you say to the younger you who said, I'm actually good at math and figuring this stuff out. It's kind of cool. Would you tell them to go for it? Or?
Yeah, go for it. It's really fun. And you know what? Like the other day, I built a mirror with a screen in it. Make it girly. Make it fun. Like, there's nothing masculine about math. Math is such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And being a woman's beautiful. You can find the beauty in everything. And you can make engineering a beautiful, beautiful, colorful place.
What has been one of the coolest things you've ever done at the university?
In November, I went to a student leadership conference for Eta Kappa Nu, and that was so amazing to meet students from all walks of life, all different universities around the world, actually. Someone I met was from Australia, and we became super close friends. It was just so amazing to see so many amazing leaders and so many confident people in engineering and lots of women in leadership roles in engineering. It was... And also just traveling. I've never been that north or east. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's snowing. It was in Michigan.
Oh.
And I was like, it's snowing. That was that was a blast. I had to buy a scarf. But that was definitely like peak of all of this. It was just so much fun.
What lessons have you learned about yourself that aren't from a textbook, so to speak, during your time here at CSUN?
I've had a lot of loss since starting college, and I have quickly learned it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say I'm sorry. It's okay to say I don't know. And you learn best when you admit those things. And yeah, that happened it was a very quick learning curve of I cannot just be stubborn and pretend that I know this and I don't need help. I need to just ask for it when I need it.
That's not good advice for anybody. In 10 years, will you still say you're a matador?
Oh, absolutely.
Once a matador, always a matador.
Exactly. I even have a matador painting in my living room.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very beautiful. I love like more Western paintings or more Western like furniture, but I found like more of like a matador one, and I was like, it feels like I'm representing the school, and no one knows that it's called the Matador, but I do.
What is it about being a matador that makes you so proud?
I love the Valley. I love the culture of the Valley. I love all walks of life that come into CSUN. You're never going to get the same student. Yeah. Again, like everyone is just so interesting and different and have their own struggles and have worked so hard to be here. And most of us are first generation students. Most of us don't come from parents who've gone to college or fully understand the need or desire to go to college. And there's something really beautiful about seeing everyone's journey to get here. You know, I've made a lot of friends with other students who are also coming into this from a previous career, and that's built some closeness. And then also some students who are just like, they came to the States to come to college, and they are just so grateful for this opportunity to have this time. And I think I'm so grateful that I have this time of, I will never understand the experience of the cultural fears, I can't even imagine, but it's just having that space where we can together be like, we're scared. This is our first time doing something. Let's do it together and help each other.
Are these friendships you see maintaining down the
absolutely.
road?
I definitely have made friends for life here.
Well, Macy, congratulations.
Thank you.
I can hardly wait. I just can't.
I'm so excited.
To drawing on your experience, which was not anything to be sneezed at, in the entertainment industry, and to merge it. No one would ever think about merging it the way you're merging it with computer engineering. It's like magic.
It feels like magic sometimes. I'm just so lucky that I've been able to merge them. I'm just so grateful.
Macy, thank you so much, and thank you all for joining us to hear Macy's story as part of Student Stories.
Thank you so much.